Hello, my friends. Welcome. I want to talk to you today about something very important, something that keeps many people awake at night, something that makes many people feel heavy in their hearts. We talk about failure. We talk about rejection. We talk about the days when you wake up and you look in the mirror and you do not see a winner. You see someone who is tired. You see someone who has tried many times and the world has said no many times. Maybe you sent out 100 resumes and you got 0 calls. Maybe you started a business and the customers did not come. Maybe you had an idea. You told your friends and they laughed. They said, "You are crazy. Why do you want to do this? It is too hard. Give up." I know this feeling. Many of us know this feeling. In the world today, everyone wants success. Everyone wants the money. Everyone wants the fame. They see the pictures on the internet. They see the cars. They see the buildings, but they do not see the nights without sleep. They do not see the tears. They do not see the moment when you want to quit. But I am here to tell you something different. I am here to tell you that this pain, this frustration, this is not the end. This is actually the beginning. There is a famous saying, you may have heard it. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse. But the day after tomorrow is sunshine. Many people die tomorrow evening. They do not see the sunshine. They give up when it is darkest. But if you can hold on, if you can keep walking when your legs are heavy, the sunshine will come. So today we are not going to talk about how to get rich quick. We are not going to talk about tricks. We are going to talk about the mindset. We are going to talk about how to look at your problems and see something else. You need to learn to look at your complaints and see opportunity. Because where people complain, that is where the opportunity is hiding. Let us think about this. Why do people complain? People complain because something is not working. People complain because they are frustrated. People complain because there is a problem in their life, in their business, in their society. Most people, when they hear a complaint, they get annoyed. They say, "Oh, stop complaining, be positive." But I say to you, do not ignore the complaint. Listen to the complaint. If someone complains that the bank is too slow, that is an opportunity. If someone complains that shopping is too difficult, that is an opportunity. If someone complains that they cannot find a job, that is an opportunity. Every complaint is a signal. It is a signal that something is broken. And if something is broken, someone needs to fix it. And the person who fixes it, that person creates value. And if you create value, success will follow. Think about the past. Think about 20 years ago, 30 years ago. People complained about communication. They said, it takes too long to send a letter. It takes too long to make a phone call. It is too expensive to talk to someone in another country. Because people complained, someone built a solution. They built the internet, they built email, they built messaging apps. Now you can talk to anyone, anywhere for free. The complaint created the industry. People complained about shopping. They said, I have to wear shoes, I have to drive to the store is closed at night, the lines are too long. Because people complained, someone built a solution. They built online marketplaces. Now you can buy anything from your sofa. The complaint created the industry. So, my friends, when you hear people complaining, do not cover your ears. Open your ears. Open your heart. Ask yourself, why are they complaining? What is the pain? How can I solve this? If you can solve the pain for one person, you have a business. If you can solve the pain for 1 million people, you have a great company. If you can solve the pain for 1 billion people, you change the world. But you must be willing to listen. You must be willing to do the hard work, because solving the problem is not easy. If it was easy, someone else would have done it already. The opportunity is hidden in the difficulty. That is why many people miss it. They see the difficulty and they run away. They want the easy path. But the easy path has no value. The hard path has value. So the first lesson today is this. Love your problems. Love the complaints. They are your map. They are telling you where to go. Now let me tell you a story. It is a story about seeing. Many years ago, a teacher went to the United States. This was in the early 1990s. The internet was very new. Most people did not know what it was. In fact, in his home country, almost no one knew what it was. He was in Seattle. He saw a computer. He asked his friend, "What is this?" The friend said, "This is the internet." The teacher was curious. He said, "Can I search for something?" The friend said, "Yes." "What do you want to search?" the teacher thought. He wanted to know about his home. He typed in the word beer. He saw results from Germany, from America, from Japan, but he saw nothing from his own country. He typed in China. He saw nothing. He realized something important. He realized that his country was not on the internet. The information was not there. Most people would say, "Okay, that is interesting." And they would go home. They would eat dinner. They would forget about it. But this teacher did not forget. He thought, this is a big opportunity. The world is connecting. My country needs to be connected. If we do not do it, someone else will. But if we do it, we can help millions of small businesses. He came home. He told his friends. He told his family. He said, "We need to build this. We need to put our businesses online." Do you know what they said? They said, "You are crazy. This computer thing, it will not work here. People do not trust it. There is no infrastructure. You will lose your money. You are a teacher. Stick to teaching." He was rejected. He was laughed at. He had no money. He had no technology background. He could not write code. He did not know how to build a website, but he had a vision. He could see the future. He could see that small businesses needed a way to sell to the world. He believed that if you help small businesses succeed, you will succeed. He started with a small group. They worked in an apartment. It was very hot. It was very crowded. They did not have much food, but they had a dream. They built a platform. They connected buyers and sellers. It was not perfect. Many things went wrong. The website crashed. The customers were confused. The investors said, "No, we will not give you money." For years, they made no profit. People said, "See, we told you it is a failure." But he kept going. He said, "I do not care about profit today. I care about creating value. If we help our customers grow, eventually we will grow." And look what happened. That small group became one of the largest companies in the world. That teacher became one of the most recognized men on the planet. Why? Was he the smartest person? No. There were many people smarter than him. Was he the richest person at the start? No. He had nothing. He succeeded because he saw the opportunity when others saw nothing. He saw the future when others were looking at the present. My friends, you have this ability too. You do not need to be a genius. You just need to be curious. You need to look at what is happening in the world and ask, where is this going? What is missing? Do not follow the crowd. The crowd looks at what is popular today. You must look at what will be popular in 10 years. If you plant a tree today, you do not eat the fruit tomorrow. You wait. You water it. You protect it from the wind. And years later, you have shade. You have fruit. Business is the same. Vision is the same. You must plant seeds today that will grow tomorrow. Now, I want to talk about rejection. This is very important. We live in a world where we are afraid of no. When we apply for a job, we want yes. When we ask for a date, we want yes. When we ask for investment, we want yes. When we hear no, we feel pain. We feel shame. We feel like we are not good enough. I want to tell you, my friends, no is your best friend. Let me share some stories about rejection. These are true stories. When this teacher we talked about was young, he wanted to go to university. He took the exam. He failed. He took it again. He failed. He took it a third time. Finally, he passed. But he did not get into the best schools. He went to a local institute. He graduated. He wanted a job. He applied to many places. He applied to a police force. They said, no, you are not good enough. He applied to a hotel when KFC came to his city. 24 people applied for the job. 23 people were hired. He was the only one rejected. Think about that. You go with 23 friends. They all get the job. You are the only one sent home. How do you feel? You feel terrible. You feel like you are useless. He also applied to Harvard. He applied 10 times. 10 times they said no. Imagine if he gave up after the first no. Imagine if he gave up after the KFC rejection. Imagine if he said, okay, the world does not want me. I will stop trying. There would be no Alibaba. There would be no Taobao. There would be no inspiration for millions of entrepreneurs. The rejection was not a stop sign. It was a test. Life is testing you. When you get rejected, life is asking you, how bad do you want this? Are you serious or are you just playing? If you want it badly, you will not stop. You will find another way. When the bank said no to funding his company, he did not stop. He used his own savings. He used his friends' savings. He started small. When the competitors said, no, you cannot beat us, he did not stop. He focused on the small customers that the big competitors ignored. He said, if they are ignoring the small fish, I will help the small fish. And the small fish will become whales. And they did. So when you face rejection, do not be sad, be happy. Why? Because it means you are trying. If you never get rejected, it means you are not doing anything brave. It means you are staying in your comfort zone. I tell young people always, you need to experience failure. You need to fall down. If you never fall, you never learn how to stand up. When you fall, you learn humility. You learn that you are not perfect. You learn that you need help. You learn to appreciate the people who stand by you. And when you stand up, you are stronger. Your muscles are stronger. Your mind is stronger. So, my advice to you is this. Go out and get rejected. Ask for the sale. Ask for the meeting. Ask for the opportunity. Collect your no's. Keep a journal. Write down every time someone says no. And next to it, write down what you learned. Eventually, you will get a yes. And that yes will mean so much more because of all the no's before it. Now we must look forward. We are living in a time of great change. You hear about artificial intelligence. You hear about robots. You hear about automation. Many people are scared. They say the machines will take our jobs. The computers will be smarter than us. What will happen to humans? I am not scared. I am excited. Why? Because machines are smart, but they are not wise. Machines have data, but they do not have heart. A computer can calculate faster than you. A robot can lift heavier than you. But a robot cannot care. A robot cannot love. A robot cannot understand the pain of a customer. The future belongs to the people who can do what machines cannot do. What can humans do? We can create. We can imagine. We can empathize. If you are a business owner, do not try to compete with the machine on calculation. Compete on service. Compete on experience. Compete on kindness. In the past, business was about mass production. Make 1 million things exactly the same. That is what machines are good for. In the future, business will be about customization. Make one thing exactly right for one person. That is what humans are good for. The technology is here to help us, not to replace us. If you use the technology, you will be stronger. If you ignore the technology, you will be left behind. But do not worship the technology. Worship the customer. Worship the value you create. I always say technology changes, but human nature does not change. People still want to be happy. People still want to be healthy. People still want to connect with others. Your job is to use the new tools to help people achieve those things. If you are a young person today, do not just study coding, study art, study music, study sports, study how to talk to people, study how to lead. The machines will do the coding. The machines will do the data analysis. You need to be the conductor. You need to be the leader. This is a great time to be alive. There has never been a time with so much opportunity. You can start a business from your bedroom. You can sell to the whole world. You can learn anything for free online. The barriers are down. The only barrier left is your own mind. We have talked about problems. We have talked about vision. We have talked about rejection. We have talked about the future. Now I want to talk about success. What is success? Is success having a lot of money? Is success having a big title? Is success having people know your name? I tell you no. That is not success. That is a result. Success is when you help others succeed. If you make money, but your customers are unhappy, you are not successful. You will lose the money eventually. If you have power, but your team is unhappy, you are not successful. They will leave you. True success is when you look around and you see that because you exist, other people's lives are better. When I started, I did not think about making money. I thought about helping small businesses trade. I thought about making it easier for people to buy and sell. The money came later, the fame came later, but the mission was always there. You need to find your mission. What is the problem you want to solve? Who do you want to help? Maybe you want to help students learn better. Maybe you want to help farmers sell their crops. Maybe you want to help artists find an audience. It does not matter what it is. It matters that you care. When you care, you have energy. When you have a mission, you do not get tired easily because you are not working for yourself. You are working for something bigger. This is how you survive the hard days. When you are tired, you remember your mission. You remember the people you are helping and you keep going. So do not chase money. Chase value, chase impact. The money will follow the value. It is like a shadow. If you chase the shadow, you never catch it. If you chase the object, the shadow follows you. My friends, we are coming to the end. I have shared many words with you today, but words are cheap. Action is expensive. Action is valuable. You can listen to this video. You can nod your head. You can say, yes, this is good advice. And then you can close the screen and do nothing, or you can do something different. Today, I want you to do one thing. Just one thing. Find one problem. It can be a small problem. Maybe it is a problem in your house. Maybe it is a problem in your neighborhood. Maybe it is a problem in your industry. Write it down. Then think of one solution. Just one. Then take one step to try that solution.